After Republic TV proved that there was no need for the Congress to celebrate as Manmohan Singh's PMO was directly blamed in the verdict that came yesterday on the 2G case, Congress continues to remain in denial. Party spokesperson Randeep Surjewala has tweeted and hit out at the Prime Minister, Arun Jaitley and other BJP leaders. There is the tweet by Randeep Surjewala this morning which lists out the various figures that were given out as losses due to the 2G scam. And in the end, he mentions how the court has found absolutely no loss. While this is a trial court verdict, it is also important to note, as Republic TV has been highlighting all through yesterday, that there is in fact something very damning mentioned as far as the PMO is concerned, and the Congress party certainly should come out and explain that as well. Let's go across to our news editor, Parikshit Luthra, joining us this morning. Parikshit, the verdict is something that the Congress party continues to tom-tom, but there are large questions after this verdict. Absolutely everyone who has anything to do with the case and those that are concerned with the law department feel that a lot has gone wrong.
That's right. In fact, two CBI chiefs have been speaking differently. One feels that he has been vindicated, and the other, AP Singh, who handled the investigation first, who supervised it first, feels that this is a case that has gone horribly wrong, and this verdict is absolutely wrong. And there was clinching evidence against A. Raja and all the other 13 accused in the case. The Congress really doesn't have anything to cheer about at this stage. Yes, they do feel vindicated by the verdict. The verdict has given A. Raja and others a clean sheet and said there was no evidence. No prosecutable evidence was brought by the CBI in the last 7 years or so, and that's why all of them have been acquitted. But the question still remains about the Supreme Court verdict cancelling those 122 licenses that had been granted by the UPA regime on a first-come, first-served basis. So that is still a question for the Congress party. But we now believe, and the kind of tweets that we're seeing from Congress leaders, that goes on to show that they will now launch a fight both in Parliament and outside, raising questions to the Prime Minister, asking for an explanation. And there is also a Congress Working Committee meeting today which will discuss exactly this and formulate the party's strategy ahead.
All right, Parikshit, just give us a sense of that meeting that you mentioned that will take place later today. This will obviously also be important, not just because it's happening in the aftermath of this verdict, but also Rahul Gandhi chairing a big meeting like this one for the first time as the president. That's right.
This will be Rahul Gandhi's first meeting as the president of the Congress party. He will be chairing it. He will have about 23 or 24 leaders who will be present. Some of them will be special invitees. So it could be possible that many of the younger leaders, many of the non-CWC members could be invited for this Congress Working Committee meeting. It will be taking place at the AICC headquarters. And the key agenda over here is how to demand an explanation from the Prime Minister in the backdrop of the 2G verdict. They are likely to discuss that over the last 7 to 8 years, monumental allegations have been made against the former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. His name has to be cleared. The Congress's name has to be cleared, and therefore the Congress must hit back really hard. So we can look at a strong wording of the Congress Working Committee resolution, and that would be that the 2G scam verdict has shown that there was no loss to the exchequer. There was absolutely no corruption under the UPA regime. There was no wrongdoing by the UPA. And this was just a wrong conclusion that the chief auditor of the country had reached. And this was a controversy that the BJP latched onto only for political gains.
Right, but there are two things that the Congress doesn't answer, Parikshit. One, the court didn't say really in as many words that there was no loss. It just said that the prosecution failed to prove the charges of corruption. And of course, the detailed study of the verdict brings about a lot of questions. And secondly, the part that Republic TV was the first and only to highlight, which is that the PMO was also directly blamed for what had happened. Parikshit, stay with us.